welcome to this look at the second of 3 map tours for Wompsville, New York map pack. With me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here on Wompsville, New York. This is a new mod map pack out from DTAPGAMING and StarSpangledModz. 567.99 megabytes download. Now you may be saying, well, hang on a minute, you already put one of these out today, we've already seen this. No, you haven't. It is a mod pack because there are 3 maps in this pack. Yes, they are all Wompsville, New York, and I thought they would probably be all the same, just slight variations. They are pretty much different maps. If you've already watched the previous one, some of what I'm going to talk about I'm going to be going over again, because if you haven't watched the previous one, you want to know what this map has to offer. This map has to offer some of the things that the other one does, but it also has some things that the other one doesn't have, and so does the third map. Doesn't make sense? It will do in a minute. So anyway, if you didn't watch the first one, there are contracts are available. This is more of a forestry map. This is the forestry edition. I started with the third map. There are what it's referring to as the NPC Storyline 1, NPC Storyline 2 and NPC Storyline 3. I started on 3, the first map tour I did, because it was Homestead Edition. It had all the fields and farm and stuff on there. The premise behind this is Storyline 1, and this is what we're on now, Forestry Edition. Travel back in time before modern agriculture took over. Towering forests and untouched wilderness stand between you and your dreams. Will you carve out a homestead, create sprawling farmlands, or dominate the logging industry? The wild is yours to tame. Note, this map has increased chances of severe weather events like tornadoes and storms, so be prepared, which the homestead one doesn't. The middle one is the DIY edition. That's after all the logging's been done, and you can come on with, you don't have to do any logging, but there are no fields or anything, so you've then got to decide what you do with the map. And then the third one, which I did first, is the homestead one, which basically has all the fields already to go. There's a whole load of stuff and you can just jump on and play. So it's 3 iterations, but, and that's the point I was going to make, the maps aren't the same. The overall shape being that it's a square, which most maps are, the only thing I've found so far the same between the forestry and homestead is this road here that runs up there is the same, and our start area is kind of in the same spot. Other than that, this bears no resemblance whatsoever to the Homestead Edition. That's why I'm doing a map tour on it. Plot prices, I wouldn't say field prices, are pretty good. They were on the previous version as well, on the Homestead one, say previous. Now we have custom NPCs. We've got a load of extra crop types, which I'll talk about in a moment. We've got customizable or custom constructables, NPC houses, which require extra additional things that this map provides. So you've got iron, you've got stones, you can produce sand, you've then got a smelting plant, you can produce things like iron pipes, iron spikes, sheeting. All of those things are required. In addition to, there's also a glass factory. You produce sand, use the sand and stuff to make glass, because obviously any buildings you make are going to require glass for the windows, so it makes it a little bit more realistic with regard to constructing buildings. So it's custom sort of across the board. The map itself is fairly straightforward. Like I say, it's, you know, price wise for the maps, for the fields, forest areas are pretty good. Now we start up here, so on New Farmer, let's come off there, let's go back to there and go across to New Farmer. Right, not New Farmer, farmland. So we start with this plot here, we start with this plot here, and we start with this little plot just here, which we'll get to later on. And our equipment and machinery is kind of scattered. The other thing as well, the Homestead Edition, which I looked at first, doesn't have this. This whole area here, that's the roller coaster build from Silverrun. But weirdly, on that one, you just bring stuff in the roller coaster builds and you get paid for the stuff you bring. You have to buy the land, because at the moment, although it says roller coaster, there's nothing there. You have to buy the land for it to show as a constructible, and that's 750 grand, well, nearly 751,000 to buy that plot, which is a curious one. And remember, this is a first look map tour. This is not a deep dive. I know people come and say, how long does it take to build the roller coaster? Do you still get paid for stuff when you build? This is the first look. This is, I'm looking at the map. We're looking at the features. I haven't done a deep dive into building the roller coaster yet. We're just kind of looking at it to start off with. So if we go, let's go down to here, to owned. We start with the sawmill on the land, but what we've got, and this is available on both of the maps I've done so far, bakery, cereal factory, glass meat about my glass, grain mill, oil mill, preserved food factory, and stone crusher. And these do different things to standard base game. So normally a stone crusher will make lime. This makes sand. So stones in, sand out. The preserved food factory's got some extra stuff. We'll talk about the crops in a minute. We've got ketchup, for example, there. Mustard. If we come a bit further down, what else did we have? There were some extra things. It might have just been those two on that one. Oil mill, though. We've got buckwheat oil, lavender oil, essential oils, millet oil, mustard oil, poppy seed oil. Gives you some idea of some of the crops we've got in here. Vegetable oil, which is used in soybean. And then wood treatment oil, which is rye oil, but it's for wood treatment. That's pretty cool. Those are extra. And the grain mill, we've got buckwheat flour, millet flour, rye flour, spelt flour, and triticale flour. That all just produces flour. The standard base game flour, you don't get triticale flour. All of those are just extra ones, but they will all make flour. The glass one, as I said, sand and wood chip to fire the furnaces, heat up the sand, turn it to glass. Cereal factory, we've got some extra ones there, one with buckwheat, we've got one with millet, we've got one down there with rye, spelt, triticale. And then the bakery's got some extra ones too. Bread using flax, so flour and flax. You've got one there with flour and lentils, that one there with flour and mustard, flour and poppy. And then we've got a couple of extra ones here, like cake lavender as well. So probably not bad as idea to talk about the, there you go, there's our contracts. Now, because there aren't any fields on this map, why do I say contracts? It's going to be deadwood contract, wood transport, those kind of things. You might get some rock crushing potentially. I haven't had one pop up yet. But you won't have any field contracts because there are no fields on the map as it stands. If we come out of there and we come into here, over and above, we'll talk about slot count in a minute. There you go. Mods and DLCs added in. We've got the Miner 49er bucket. It's 49,000 litres, and that will take your extra things, the stone, the sand, and ore. And then we've got these two here. So we've got cotton harvesters, but they have been converted to lavender as well. So I know people panicked when Gnadenthal came out. It had lavender, but no way of harvesting it. This map does have a way of harvesting the lavender. So those two are under there. But if we come back up and we come down to our seeders and planters, under seeders, pretty much everything that's in addition to can be put in the ground using a seeder, apart from lavender. Lavender is put into the ground using a planter. As far as harvesting goes, pretty much everything gets harvested with a regular header because there are prices for pretty much everything. That being said, if we come to our prices menu and we go to here, you'll see at the top there, alfalfa has a price, buckwheat, clover, so these are the additional ones, clover, flax, lavender, we've talked about some already, lentils, millet, mustard, come a bit further down, and then we've got poppy, rye, spelt, and then we've got down there triticale. And then we've got various different other products that can be made. The animal pens will take some of these crop types, and you can produce silage and hay and stuff like that with some of them. Oh, actually, one that wasn't on, was it not on there? Should have been. Did I not say it out loud? There's North American tall grass. And it does say in the description that the tall grass provides a higher yield if you're going to put that in or put that down. So let's say there you go, alfalfa hay, alfalfa silage. Now, if we come into build mode, there's so much, honestly, it's absolutely crazy. We'll get around the map fairly quickly, hopefully fairly quickly. So under build mode, under sheds, we've got some additional buildings put in under sheds. I won't read them all out, but then we've got it, just so you know, people come on and go, oh, I didn't realise there was stuff in there. So I'm just showing you. Under silos, we've got some extra stuff, and that's the one that's kind of important with regards to that. We haven't got one on the map because this is forestry predominantly, but it was on the Homestead edition, that enclosed bunker silo. The enclosed bunker silo will do clover silage, normal silage, alfalfa silage, so that does a whole range of extra stuff. We have under the constructibles, that's what I was talking about, so NPC player house, NPC houses that require some of those extra crop types, including roof plates and extra stuff that some of the base game ones don't actually usually require. And the containers, we've got a couple there. We've got the collectibles museum. We've got a water tower, tools just there. We've got a fuel pump. Then we've got the farmhouses, the farmhouse just there, and the factories. We come down a little bit further. We have got these factories here. So grain mill, sawmill. We've seen a couple of these already. Preserved food factory, bakery, the oil mill, cereal factory, glass me about glass, compact glass forge, which is quite cool. Then stone crusher. No, I don't want to put that down. What wasn't on there on the map and on the thing is the smeltery. So the smeltery, compact and otherwise, the larger smeltery, they will produce iron spikes, pipes and reels of metal that can be, you can just sell them as they are. They pay out quite well. You can sell them as they are, or you can use them in the constructibles. If you don't want to do constructibles, if you don't want to do anything like that, you don't have to. Because if you are going to be on this one, you're going to be into your forestry anyway. Because if you're not into your forestry, you're probably going to pick one of the other maps, either the DIY or the homestead, I would say, personally. If we come from factories, we've not had the sell points. Was there new? Greenhouses, no. Cultivation, no. Generators, no. Animal pens, I think we had cows only. We got a cow barn. Then under decoration, we've got some decorative items down the bottom just here. Added in, over and above, if you want to have a fiddle around. Various different things there. Trailer house and radio masts and bits and bobs. So if you want to add some of those in. And then under here we had, it was under plants. We've got some additional plant textures that can be put in on the bottom there. I think that's all of that. That was the crops. We talked about those and harvesting. Yes, I think so. There are 34 collectibles. And Kenneth is the man to speak to because he, in each of the maps, has a different set of things to say, whereas I think the other ones stay the same. I know it's a lot. It's a lot to take in and consume all at once. Anyway, so we are on this plot up here. So we're starting here. So we've got the sawmill that we start with just there. Over in this building, we have got a skid steer loader. Tucked away with some skid steer loader equipment. What's cool about this, and again, the starting equipment is completely different to the previous map tour I did on Wompsville. And this is why I'm doing 3 separate ones as well. I don't want people to look on there and go, okay, yeah, Wompsville, New York, and then also maybe glance and think, okay, well, yeah, there's 3 versions of the same map. Like I said, they are different maps, different starting equipment, different start machinery, different start buildings, different locations and stuff. They are 3 different maps. I don't think I've encountered this before. Stones sitting around the side here, which we can come and collect. It's on our land already. As we've also got behind us, we've got the Fanzelt just there with a trailer for our logging, because this is more of a logging forestry operation. In here, we have got a Feller Buncher just there, and we've got a Deutz with a stump grinder just in there. This building here is a workshop. Interesting building. Again, if you didn't watch the previous map tour, if you did, you'll know these buildings already. You've already seen them. Over to the side here for our horse brushes, spray cans. Then on the wall here we've got our chainsaw holder, room for 8, and we've already start off with 4, so 4 spare slots just there. Workshop triggers just here, repair and repaint. We've got 2 workshop triggers with these screens playing things on them. Nice bit of detail on these as well, with the canoe up there and the bikes hung upside down, that kind of thing. We come around the back here. We've got a big old stone pile here that we start off with on this plot of land, and then behind that we've got the museum building. So when you do collectibles, it will bring them, like it did on Silver Run Forest, the little wooden items, it will bring the collectibles. I haven't found a collectible yet. I haven't really been looking for them, to be fair. It says there are 34, but this building is an intriguing one because it's quite a modern building, and it's got a little lift in it that takes you. It's a 2-floor building. So if you're watching this now and I know all this, I watched the previous map tour again, that's fine. You can skip ahead till we start going around the actual map and you can see the map. That's not a problem. I'm not stopping you skipping ahead. So we want to go open gate. There we go. We're up on the top floor. All the stuff I'm making an assumption that will be what it will do. That's the point of this building. Let's do that, and we'll head back. I'm going to grab the Fanzelt until we get to the vehicle shop, and then we're going to swap out and grab probably a pickup, I think. But what's weird, and I don't know what's causing it, I don't know if it's the texturing or the ground itself or whatever it is, when you drive off of the sort of the designated areas across the woodland. This ground is really rough and bumpy. It's a real puzzler. That glass me about my glass just over there. We've already kind of looked at the actual production in the menu, but that's that building there. It's about 200 grand to buy that. So that's what's there. That's the larger glass facility. What we're going to do now is grab our vehicles, or a vehicle, and we'll get cracking around the map and have a look at some stuff. And it's an interesting one. I've done maps where there have been different versions of a map, and the differences are, you know, like say you might get a forestry version. I think the same with, was it Frontier? Was it New Frontier, wasn't it? New Frontier had a forestry version, and it had one that wasn't as forested and one with more fields, but the map in of itself was the same map. I haven't encountered this before. This is a very, very different thing, and with all the extra crop types, and with the constructibles that are custom, and the NPC thing, you know. Right, Noah is just here for a chat, but Noah and the standard NPCs remain standard. It's the additional ones which are brilliant. I know I keep harping on about, if you haven't watched the previous map tour, because if you have watched that, you'll know about the NPCs already. If you haven't, I will still click on a couple so you can hear a bit of the script. They have been voiced, and the things they say are quite amusing as well. I say I haven't run through all of them, and I haven't done, you know, every single one, but it's pretty cool. Now, water is just here. This plot of land can be purchased, so we're here at this plot here, plot 10. 211,000. If you buy this plot here, you'll see it over there already. There's a constructible point. So at the moment, Walter is here for a chat, and he's living in his static home just there. If you buy this plot of land, you get access to the shed, but just down here in the trees, when you buy the land, you get the trigger come up for constructible, and then you'll be building him a house if you want to. And as we've already seen, the constructibles do take some extra bells and whistles. Now from here, so we're going to cut across the land because it's heavily forested. There's a couple of little tracks here and there, but nothing concrete, so to speak. See what I mean about the ground? It's if you come off of the main bits, everything bounces around all over the place. It's very odd. There is a track down here. I'm just trying to get to it. From here to the next point is it's going to be a little bit like this, and I apologise for that. I might skip ahead on that bit. You can see what I mean. It's just very, yeah, bumpy. So let's continue along here. We are heading west. A little bit of a drive out. Now, and even down to the quarry. So the stone quarry. We had a bit of stone where we were there. There's a big one we're going to come to now. And the iron ore quarry are both in completely different locations on the map as well, because I thought that, again, those would be in the same place, surely, you know, if this is representing an evolution of an area, but it really isn't. It's different. Have I mentioned it's different? So down to the right there, actually, you know what, let's go airborne for a moment. There you go. There's a lot of stone here. This is like a stone quarry, stone pit. Huge expanse runs right the way out to here. There is a custodian of the stone pit, but this can be purchased in sections, slices, so you don't have to buy the whole thing in one go. If you want to get a bit of stone, then gradually work your way through it, you can. Because often when this happens and you buy a plot of land, you have to buy the whole quarry, and it could cost millions. So at least doing it that way, it doesn't cost as much money. And that's the same with the ore quarry as well. You don't have to do... don't have to go too mad with that either, which is kind of handy, not going to lie. So, heading out here, we're coming to the first of our custom NPCs we're going to encounter on this map. Just checking my notes because I changed everything around in here. Whoops. Watch where I'm going. So we've got Lizard Inc. This is a buy pretty much anything facility because of all the custom stuff on the map. This facility is just here. And this is Briggs. Briggs is our first custom NPC. Sign over there. Lizard Incorporated. We buy almost everything. Almost. You can come and have a chat to him. Like so, I'll do it very quickly, but...
Hey there, be sure to open the grate cover before trying to unload trailers that require the auger and bin. I am not sweeping up messes anymore. I will stop you from unloading your bulk trailers if it ain't open.
So basically, he goes through some instructions. There'll be some other stuff on there as well. But if you don't follow his rules, it'll stop you coming. It'll stop you coming down here. Anyway, we come into here. Pretty much everything sellable. L3 opens that up, and if you bring in logs here, wood here, the wood bit is just here for sell wood. Come in the corner, click sell wood, and this is sort of the main sell point on the map. And Briggs is in charge of that. Now, around behind that, towards the stone quarry pit bit round here, is another guy who's absolutely bonkers. I nearly said a bad word there. I was going to describe him in a way, and then I thought, no, can't say that out loud. So, just over here. So this is Chuck. Chuck is obsessed with lizard people. They keep whispering to him. So.
I see you made it. I think you don't even know about the subterranean rock lizards running this whole operation. If them little critters didn't dig in tunnels for centuries, whispering secrets to the stone, that's why we mine here. Good, strong stone. Full of history.
Yes, the subterranean rock lizards, apparently. Now, like I say, they are custom. They have been voiced. The mouths don't move. The mouths don't move because Giants have the kind of the rights to the scripting. They've kind of held on to for that. But this is the first console map. I'm trying to think of another one that's done it, where I've encountered custom NPCs. Now, NPCs aren't everyone's cup of tea. When we get a little bit further along, what's great about this as well, and it's on, I'm assuming it's going to be on all three. Like I say, I'm on the second of 3 maps. I haven't even looked at the DIY one yet. I'm kind of working my way through them. But you can remove the NPCs, which I haven't encountered before, and I've said on a few map tours. Not everyone likes the NPCs. They're not a big fan of NPCs on maps. And for some people, they will not play a map if it's got NPCs on it because they find them frustrating and annoying and pointless having them. The great thing about this map is the custom ones are hilarious and great, and it's brilliant to have custom ones. It proves the point that custom ones can be done. But what's brilliant about it as well is that the NPCs can be removed if you don't want them. Also proving the point that that can be done as well. So I really like that. You know, it's a pretty cool feature. And whether that feature gets shared around or not, I don't know, but we'll get the next bit we go up to. I'm going to swap out vehicle. It will still be bumpy, but it'll be a bit quicker and easier. Now, there's a plot of land I didn't show, and I didn't show it on the previous map tour either, and I should have done. Probably because I wasn't aware of it, because I didn't click on it in my testing. Let's come up onto here where it's a little bit easier to drive. So, if we come to the map, this bit here that says streets, if I click on that, you can buy the plot of land that has all the roadways on it. So all the roadways are now highlighted. So I can buy that plot of land, which has all the roadways, which then when it comes to making the map a bit more your own after you've done your pioneering, if you want to kind of remove roads or add road signs or something like that, that's kind of makes stuff a little bit easier. What is interesting though is, we go airborne here, just across from here, on that road section, this road comes down here, and right at the end of it, I think it's poplars. We've got this little stand of poplars growing, which is on that little road bit you can buy, with a water tower at the end of it. There you go, with Wompsville, New York, on the water tower just there. So that's just behind there. But where we're at now is the warehouse pallet purchase point. This has Tristan. Tristan is another NPC. He doesn't talk though. I haven't been able to get him to talk on both the maps so far. So here's our pallet point just here. Now, good thing about the pallet point is if you don't want to run any of those factories but you still want to do the construction stuff, you can buy the iron spikes, you can buy the coil sheet metal, and you can buy iron pipes from here as well. Glass pane, there you go, mustard, ketchup. So all the extra things, you can buy them directly if you don't want to run them in other facilities and stuff like that. You might have something you're running that requires them in such you, but they are here to purchase. And if you click on the map, you'll see just above there, it says Tristan. There you go. But I can't get a trigger to come up for him to talk, so I'm assuming he doesn't generally. Now, a couple of things. This little roundabout thing is in a completely different location to the previous map tour, but still has the same issue. Around the bottom of it, I think the texture is missing. It's a very deep black, as in there's a texture missing. Not, it's been texture black, it just looks like it's not supposed to be like that. Plus, there was an issue on the previous map tour, which is the same on this one as well, and it's the vehicle shop. That's the workshop trigger just here, and this is the main vehicle shop, but the building itself is missing. We've got the fuel pump and we've got the electric charge point. Inside the building, you can see we've got the screen and the bit there for, and if you come over to it, does that open door, which can do. It's just the building itself isn't there, so I'm assuming it will get an update for that to be sorted out. But this is your vehicle shop. Workshop trigger. This is the reset point on the map, and we also have some of our start equipment here. We do have a Kubota and we do have a Thunder fuel trailer just here. But this roundabout is kind of the important thing, what I was talking about with regards to the NPCs. Different location for the roundabout and the sign on the previous map tour we did. But on this one, if we come over to here, it says remove NPCs. There are some instructions there. When you come over to it, it says remove NPCs from the map. So at the moment, you'll see the NPCs in various different locations. We've been to these two over here. If I click on that now, right, he's still there. That one's gone. Has Walter gone? Walter's gone. So all the extra NPCs have gone. There are 3 down here. They've all gone. If you save the game, come out and come back, their physical forms will disappear as well. But you can also come back in and you can bring them back. So if you decide you've made a mistake or you'd rather have them on there, you can. But that's brilliant. Again, it's not always just the fact that, yes, it's on this map, which is very cool. It's the fact that it's what it represents moving forward with maps. Then you can potentially have the ability to remove NPCs, have custom NPCs, have all this custom stuff. I like that as a potential sort of thing moving forward. What I'm going to do very quickly is grab a vehicle. So I'll grab myself a pickup. It might be a little bit easier. The tractor was launching itself all over the place. Don't know if it will be. Now, just out of here, we have got the animal dealer. The animal dealer is a vehicle. So it's kind of like a travelling animal dealer. The vehicle rocks up every now and again. You can buy and sell from there. Animal dealer is just there with the lorry and stuff behind it. We are going to take a right and head down towards next set of production buildings. We've got the grain mill, bakery, and cereal factory, I think it is. Grain mill over to the right, bakery and cereal factory off to the left. Just here. Now I'm going to do something I don't normally do. I'm probably going to tab actually. So they're just here. Now, off to the right over here, we've got plot 18, which has also got a vehicle that belongs to us. Plot 18, if you want to buy it, it's 40,396. But it doesn't have any sleep triggers, doesn't have any construction stuff on it. There's a little clearing there. There's a shed on there if you want to use it. But in that shed, we have got a forklift. So we enter the forklift. Forklift is just in here. And it does have on the front a pallet of iron pipe. So we do start with an iron pipe on this map, which you didn't on the previous one. And your forklift is out here. So if you want to come here, grab the forklift, grab an iron pipe to get yourself going, you can. Or you might just want to grab the iron pipe and think, you know what, I'm going to sell it, boost my money a bit off the start, depending on what you've decided to start with on your start menu. You might start logging from here if you want to. Again, all those things are entirely up to you. So that's plot 18. What we're going to do now is go back to our pickup, into vehicle. What we're going to do now is head down, then across, I think. This is the preserved food factory. I think it was. Check my notes. Yeah, pretty sure. Preserved food factory is just here. And we're going to go out from the back of the preserved food factory. We're going to go cross country. Now, there is a track that runs. If I come onto the map, I'll show you. I think it starts back. It's hard to see. It's up here somewhere. You can see a dark line just there that sweeps all the way around, comes all the way down there, all up and under the bottom there. That brings us to the iron quarry. And again, all this can be purchased in smaller blocks if you don't want to buy the whole thing. But down below there is another NPC, Burkel, or Burkel, depends how you want to say it. We're going to head down here just so you can hear a little bit of him speak again. If you saw the previous map tour, you'll know what he sounds like and the sort of things he talks about. He's obsessed with iron and loves it. But if you want to go and grab the iron, I suppose it's technically iron, or it's iron when it's been smelted and produced. Should be going the right way, of course. So down that way, and then we'll come back across, and then we'll head across and do the bottom. And but yeah, so yeah, I'm still very. It's that weird thing, you know, when you. I've done so many maps. I mean, hundreds of map tours from FS17, 19, 22, now 25. Hundreds and hundreds. I don't think I've encountered this before. The way this has been done, which is intriguing because I suppose technically they could have been released as 3 separate maps. And it's cool they've done it like this, but also I think my mind is also looking at is for the guys that have spent the time making these maps, there is a risk people will just see it on the mod hub as a map and might not click on it, realising there are 3 on here. I don't know. It's just a weird situation. Yeah, it's definitely better driving through. It's still bumpy, but it's not as bad as it was in the Fanzelt. So a little track here, just over here, over by the trees. Here we go.
Hey there, stranger. You ever think about how birds don't have eyebrows? Wild, right? Oh, but that's not why you're here. You're here for iron. Iron, the backbone of civilization. The thing that makes skyscrapers, tools, and... Wait, do you hear that? Thought I heard a cricket. Anyway, you want to mine iron. Well, first you need the right tools. Pickaxe? Nah, we're way past that.
I'm not going to run through everything because if you're going to come on and play, you want to see what it's all about. But this is an expanse. You're not going to run out. I mean, you will run out at some point. It's not, you know. But there's a lot. I think it's going to take quite some time before you're potentially going to run out on there. Now, I don't know. Someone messaged me the other night when these released yesterday. Obviously, you know, it's taken me a long time to do the first one, then move on to this one. I've still got the third one to do on here. And Ruinplat also released yesterday, which I'll get onto as soon as I can. But someone messaged me and said, "Oh, I was trying to collect the barley, and it was the iron. Every time I scooped up, it said it was barley. Now that can potentially happen if you've got a lot of fill types. If you're running lots of different modded productions with different fill types, what can happen is if you come on a map like this and you've got a load on there, potentially, I'm not saying this was why it happened, but it can trip it out. So whilst it's showing iron on the map, the fill types have reached their limit. So the fill type won't show as iron; it will show as something you've already got. Because I tested it on the other map and I had no problem at all. It came up, it was iron, it wasn't an issue. But that could be a reason why. So if you come on to one of the maps and you're finding that's something you're encountering, it might be you've got other mods installed that it's not liking, or maybe too many fill types. Potentially, it's just something to think about while you're doing it. So we're coming around back at the back of the roller coaster thing here, which is, like I say, on the Homestead edition wasn't on it. So it's a curiosity to have this on here, but it's on there, and you do have to buy the land first, as I said, for 750 grand. Here's that little plot I was talking about. We start with this little plot, and the rest of our equipment and machinery that we start with on the map is here. And just over here, we've also got David. But like I said, the standard NPCs are the standard NPCs. They do their usual spiel. But we do have here poplar, cutter, or tractor mounted, so it's not a forage wagon, but it's the forage gear with a New Holland tractor. Trailer in the back that's already got some wood chip in it, which is pretty cool. Then over here we've got a fence. I think it says voucher then. Fence. But what we've also got here, I wonder why it's done that. We've got a load of pallets of poplar. I mean, that amount of poplar will do a colossal area. I haven't done a lot of poplar. So a trailer with loads of pallets of poplar, and then we've got the damcon there for planting the poplar, and we've got a small poplar plot just here that you start with on New Farmer. I didn't talk about slot count, did I? Did I do the slot count when we're up at the field? Can't remember if I did. Slot count on New Farm is 921. Slot count on Farm Manager and Start from Scratch is 820, so it's 100 less, thereabouts. Difference being you don't have any of the equipment and machinery on Farm Manager and Start from Scratch that you do on New Farmer. So that again is something to be aware of and factor into your decision making process. Now, if we come down around here, down the road, so there you go, there's the roller coaster build. I'll say I don't know, once you purchase the land, the trigger does come up whether or not you then get paid for bringing stuff, or whether at the end you get paid. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to build the roller coaster and bring all your resources here, which are worth a fair bit of money, you're going to want to either get paid for them, or at the end of it, when it's finished being built, you get paid for them. That's a big expense, $750,000 to then not get. I'm not saying you don't get paid, but it's, like I say, you kind of hope you do. Anyway, cross the road from there, we've got the oil mill just here. Then we're going to come down to the bottom of the map, and as we head along, I say the only thing that really is in the same location is this road we're going to head up now, although everything that's on it is completely different. This is all kind of forested on the other version of the map that I've done already, but yeah, it's curious. Over there, Ben is available for a chat. He's got a little barn building and little caravan static home just over there. If we come a little bit further along, we've got like a static home park. If you buy the land, you don't get any, there's no sleep triggers, but there's this little static home park tucked away in here. And then down here we've got Lisa, who's the new NPC. We'll very quickly have a quick chat with her. Very quickly have a quick chat, yep.
Oh, is that a butterfly? No. Just a leaf. Ugh. If you could lick the sky, I wonder if it would have a taste. Like blueberry. No, maybe grape. I should have brought my cloud journal. That one looked like a sleeping cat.
That's Lisa. She's been on her own too long. She needs to have someone to chat to. Anyway, next to Lisa's facility, house, home, we've got Katie, who's normally at the animal dealer. So her spiel that she does is pretty much the same. But if you buy Katie's plot of land, just here, 43, that will then open up triggers for building Katie's NPC home just here. So that will give you the option to do that. And Katie's over here, just over here by a little swing seat. So if you want to come and chat to Katie, you can. Now, we also have the plot of land, another little plot we started with, which is just over here. Actually, yeah, it's just over here. I'm going the right way, aren't I? Yes, I think so. Yeah. Come up on our left. On New Farmer, at least. Anyway, it's up here. Very organised. Whoa, a little pond to the right. To our left, we've got another set of workshops. This is the same building we saw at the start, just up here. It's got the other stuff in it. So a couple of workshop triggers and storage for our cans, horse brushes, and chainsaws. But obviously all the chainsaws aren't here, they're all up at the other one. So you could move some about if you wanted to. Now 2 workshop triggers just there with our animated screens just over there. And over here we've got a sleep and wardrobe trigger. But we also have on our plot, just here, with the trigger already showing, a constructible so we can build our own house. So we're at the moment we're living in the static home, but we can build our own house if we want to, just here. So we are now on this plot. So I haven't really done it, have I? But we started here, we saw water, we came all out here, we came across country and took in this bit here, came down to those 2, and we jumped over to the forklift there, then jumped back, we came down to there, drove out here to where the iron quarry is, then came all the way back over to here, past where the roller coaster is, the little poplar area just there. Then we came down there, past the that building, oil mill, then up this road here, past the guys there, the NPCs, up there, and now the final one we're going to come to is just here, which is Kenneth. Like I say, in the description, it does refer to Kenneth. The stone crushers here as well, which turns your stone into sand, not stone into lime. Again, bear that in mind. Yeah, apparently in the description, Kenneth on each map has a different set of things he says, I think to suit what is happening on that map at that time. Whereas at least 2 or 3 of the others I have now done on both map tours, they seem to be the same. But Kenneth apparently is different. So we'll find out. So, Stone Crusher just here, and Kenneth should be... there he is. Now, if it's the same voice doing it, the same voice actor, whoever it is, it sounds like Morgan Freeman.
Ah, another load of rock, huh? Or did Chuck send you to learn about making glass? Either way, don't matter much. Guess it's keeping me busy. Not exactly my dream job, but gotta make a living. What can I do for you? You know, if I had my way, I wouldn't be here listening to this old machine grinding away. I'd be out on a cattle ranch watching calves kick up dust, running wild and free. Owning one, well, that might be out of reach.
Right, we'll come out of there. And that's what's interesting about that, is because this is technically the first map, the forestry map. Then there's the DIY, which I'm going to do next, and then it's the homestead. On the homestead one, he is at the cattle ranch. That's where you find him to have a chat with him, and he does have a different script. So it's kind of an evolution of his character through the 3 maps, which is interesting because nothing else technically does. I suppose, I don't know, it's a difficult way of looking at it. But anyway, that is the final location. So we've been around all the stuff here on this, the first map, the Forestry Edition, NPC, Storyline 1 on Wompsville, New York, by DTAPGAMING and StarSpangledModz. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then of course, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do, hopefully you'll join me on the 3rd map of 3, which is the 2nd map. Whatever you should choose to do, thanks for watching.